Hello, my dears. It is Friday, which, when you're a stay-at-home mom, it's kind of one of those days that doesn't necessarily have a whole lot of meaning, unfortunately. But it's a good thing. My husband shouldn't have to work very long tomorrow. He works Monday through Friday, and then most Saturdays he'll work for at least a little while, if not a full day. But usually it gets Sunday off, even if he has some stuff he has to do at home. So, I am doing my typical stuff I gotta do in the afternoon, which is mostly picking up kids, and that's about it. It is actually kind of almost sunny today. It is sunny. I mean, I really shouldn't say kind of almost. It is actually sunny. There are just some clouds here and there. And it's like 40, almost, it wants to be like 50 degrees, so it's almost a heat wave, which for December 2nd is actually really good for around here. But of course, all of that is going to come to a predictable end here over the weekend and into next week, when suddenly it's going to be like 20-something during the day and snowing, and then down into the single digits at night. So, not gonna lie, not ready for that. But at least it's happening in December, and it's not that way in October, which we've had some years. So, it's a little easier to handle in December. It seems more seasonally appropriate. I am definitely a warm climate person. If I could afford to move us to a warmer climate, I'd do it. I don't like dealing with ice and snow and all this other junk. It's not something I like. The first couple of snowfalls or icy days, the roads are always usually pretty crappy. It's kind of like those first couple times the entire city forgets how to do cold weather. So everybody drives like an idiot still, and there are lots of crashes, and the roads are pretty crappy. So that's always kind of our struggle at the beginning of winter. But for right now, I'm savoring this. This is probably going to be our last nice day for a while, at least a couple months. How do I feel today? My allergies are really messed up. They usually are until we've had a couple of good hard freezes. And it's been like super cold for a while because of all the mold and all that extra junk that kind of comes with fall. And we've just not had that so far. So my allergies are kind of in this perpetual state of junk. And then, of course, all the illnesses are starting to go around. I've got friends who's got a kid with walking pneumonia right now, and others whose kids have bronchitis. And, of course, I'm sure strep will rear its ugly head as it always does. But other than that, nobody's sick right now. We're struggling with allergies, but that's about it. So that's actually pretty good. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. So I'll take that. Physically, how am I feeling? And you know what I mean when I say that. I had breakfast this morning. I had donuts. I had more than I should have. On the plus side, I'm not going to have lunch. And hopefully, my public acknowledgement of that fact is not going to come back to bite me in the ass and get a whole bunch of people going, oh, well, you have to have lunch, you have to have lunch. You can't skip meals, it's not healthy. I'm not hungry. And, I know I'm not hungry. I know that I'm full right now. I don't need to eat more food. That's like 2:17, so really, I'm not particularly interested right now in trying to eat something. But part of my problem, and one of the things that I always struggle with, from a personal standpoint, especially with the binge eating disorder, is that out and about and I don't have anyone who would judge me, I will eat, whether or not I'm hungry. That's always kind of been one of my issues, is like I can always justify that couple of extra minutes, like, well, I deserve to have some time for myself, so I'm just gonna grab a burger. Or, you know, this is the only time that I kind of get out and get around and stuff like that, so I'm gonna grab a couple of tacos. And oh Lord, that is a state highway truck with a plow in the front. Man, even if you know it's coming, it's still hard. And even if I know that's one of my problems, and like I know I'm not hungry and I know I'm gonna do it, it is so hard to tell myself no and then follow through with that no. Because like I mentioned before, when my brain tells me I need to go eat something and I say, you know, no, I'm not going to, for most people that's kind of the end of that conversation mentally, you know. They don't need to, I don't know, there's no further acknowledgement of it. Like, their conversation can end there. And for me, if I stop and I say, you know, I'm not hungry right now, let's not do that, my mind's response is that I feel like I've done something wrong. Like, I feel like I've hurt somebody, made somebody angry. And hold on, buddy. And it's really hard to try to convince myself that I haven't, because I know I haven't. Like, there's a huge disconnect between what I know to be true, which is I've not made anybody angry, I've not hurt anybody, and what my brain is telling me is that I need to go do that, and I need to do it now. You know, I needed to not even question it in the first place. I needed to just go do it. So, I saw the ambulance and the fire truck. That was pretty cool. So right now I am double crossing my mind, and I've had an urge to go eat something. I've had an urge to go get something to eat. I had a big breakfast, I'm not hungry. I know I'm not hungry. I'm full right now. And I've not done any physical activity. Yes, baby! I've not done any physical activity that should warrant me going to get food or needing to eat anything else right now or needing to be hungry. Like, all of those thought processes that everybody seems to think just don't exist in obese people and in fat people, I've got them going on, I promise. But it makes me feel kind of antsy. It gets my anxiety going, because I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I feel like I'm doing something bad by not getting food, even though I know that the getting food is the bad part. And I meant to grab a water bottle and fill it up with some cold water and bring it with me. And of course, when you're trying to get a toddler dressed and out the door, and a baby dressed and out the door, in seasonally appropriate clothing, remembering to take care of yourself too isn't always the easiest thing to do, because there's always so much more that needs to be done or taken care of. So of course I forgot my water bottle. So now I'm kind of struggling with, well, you know, what do I do about that? Like, do I do anything about that? I don't have anywhere where I could just run in or like go through a drive-thru and just get like a water bottle or something where I would feel like it's okay to do that. So of course there's that kind of voice in the back of my head going, well, you know, I could always just stop by McD and get, you know, a large iced tea. But if I don't really like regular tea, like, I'll drink it, but I don't want to get regular tea. I'd get sweet tea. Well, of course, obviously that's extra calories that I don't really want or need. And my worry is that if I convince myself it's okay to go food someplace, I will go overboard, or at the very last second, I'll throw something else in that I didn't intend to get that I don't need. Gosh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I know that's probably one of these things about these videos that drives people nuts, is that I don't edit, because I just do it all off my phone. And I'm not particularly good at editing off my phone, and I've yet to find a good free program that lets me actually edit bits out, so it's not a 15-minute long video. Anyway. So, I'm kind of at a loss right now as to how to handle this. I really would like to get something to drink, and I think having something to drink would it make me feel like I'm eating something, but I'm not. But at the same time, I don't want to open myself up to the possibility, and I am thirsty, mind you. I know I'm thirsty. But I don't want to open myself up to the possibility of getting something that I don't need. And I know the immediate response is, well, just don't do it. Just don't get something. What's the big deal? And that is yet another hard point to breach with the struggles that are in my head, because I don't always feel in control of the things that my brain tries to tell me to do. I don't hear voices, I don't hear voices in my head, I don't see people, I'm not hallucinating anything, but I don't always feel in control of my own thoughts in that regard. So, I don't know. So probably just going to drive around for a little while, and I left a bit early. I didn't leave terribly early, but I left a bit early. Probably going to drive around for a little while. Probably going to try to just not, just deal with it. Deal with the fact that I'm thirsty, and then just drink a big cup of water when I get home. And I'm trying to work with my head and tell myself that the fact that I am exhibiting the self-control is a good thing, and that it's a positive step, and that I'm doing what's right, even if it doesn't feel right. So I'm honestly pretty impressed that I'm having that feeling, that I'm having that thought, that I can avoid this, that I can just not. That's not a thought I have often. Usually my response is, I've got that feeling that I'm hurting someone, making someone angry if I don't do it, so I just kind of give in. Because that's kind of the funny thing about being this fat, is that, I'm fat to the point of unhealthy. And it's no longer about accepting myself as I am, it's that I'm not happy and I'm not healthy. So, part of the problem with obesity is that unless you're on something like a medication, or you have a condition that you're aware of that can cause you to gain weight rapidly, it is a very, very slow process. And it is a string of emotional and mental issues and a number of progressive, I don't even want to say bad decisions, because, I don't know, to me a bad decision is something that is harmful. And most normal people can go out and grab a couple of tacos or grab a burger or something like that, and they don't have, the long-term repercussion and the struggle of having to deal with whether or not they're going to do that again. Like, it's not going to matter if they grab a burger every day. They're not going to gain 50 pounds by the end of the year. And it's probably not going to have that big of a long-term effect on their health. But when you're already my size, when you're already fat, like, every decision is a good decision or a bad decision. Choosing to stand up and even walk around the house one more time than I usually would is a good decision. Going against what my mind wants me to do and not getting something, even though I'm out, even though I could, is a good decision. And it doesn't seem that cut and dry when you're just kind of sitting back and looking at it. But it really is, which it's a little overwhelming to think about. But it's the truth. It really is very cut and dry once you're my size. Is every decision is either a good choice or a bad choice. There's no in between, there's no gray area. Because one burger can make a difference. 5 more minutes of exercise can make a difference, because maybe if you do 5 more minutes of exercise today, you'll do 5 more minutes tomorrow. And you can build on your choices if they're good. Just like it's so much easier to build on bad decisions. So if I get a burger today, then I can just grab something else tonight. It's not a big deal. Or, stuff like that. So I'm trying to tell myself right now I'm making a good choice. That this is positive movement. That I'm doing the right thing, even if I don't feel like I'm doing the right thing. And that if I make a good positive decision now, that I can make better decisions later, that I can make good decisions more often. And I think that's the big thing that a lot of us need help remembering. Most of us don't want a pat on the back for everything under the sun. We just need acknowledgement that you do see our good decisions and that you are proud of us for making them, just like we're trying to be proud of ourselves for making them. So, it's 2:30. This is normally the time I like to try to be at the school to get in line to pick up the second oldest. I'm probably going to drive around for a couple more minutes. And then I've hit a point, I think, where if I tried to go get something now, that I would feel uncomfortable time-wise. So I think I've done well. So my heart's kind of going because I'm not... It makes me really anxious to not go do, but I'm not going to do it. Anxiety's real, guys. Anxiety is so real. But it's okay. It's okay. I can do this. Because I'm full. I'm not going to feel better if I shove something in my mouth now. And of course I've run out of gum. So I'm just not. That's all there is to it. So hopefully you can make good decisions too. If you make a good decision today that you're proud of, even if it's something you think everybody else will go, yeah, that's really not that big a deal. You know what? It is a big deal. If you made a good decision for yourself today, you've made a positive choice, share it with me. I want to hear it. I want to know what you've done today for you that was a good thing. Even if it's, I woke up with my alarm today, or, I'm going to go to bed at a normal time tonight or something. I want to hear what good things you are doing for you to help you be a better person, to help you be healthy, and to help you be happy, because that's alright. And if I can say that about me at 400 and whatever, how many pounds I weigh, then you can say it about you too.